Have you ever wondered how projects mitigate risks? Or how project managers identify potential threats and devise strategies to counter them? It's like a game of chess, where strategy and foresight are key. It's about asking, what if? And preparing for every possibility. It's about turning uncertainties into certainties. It's about ensuring the success of a project, no matter what challenges arise. So, how does it all work? Today, we delve into the world of project risk management. Project risk management is a crucial aspect of any project, big or small. Picture this. You're steering a ship. The calm waters and clear skies give you confidence. But as we all know, the sea can be unpredictable. Storms may appear, your compass might malfunction, or there could be hidden rocks beneath the surface. This is where project risk management comes into play. Think of it as your navigational chart, your weather forecast, and your experienced crew all rolled into one. It helps you identify potential threats before they become significant problems and devise strategies to mitigate them. By doing so, it increases the likelihood of your project reaching its destination successfully, on time and within budget. Project risk management is not about avoiding risks altogether. That's impossible. Instead, it's about understanding these risks, preparing for them, and turning them into opportunities for growth. Understanding this, let's take a look at a real-life case study. Consider the case of a large tech company launching a new product. Picture this. A cutting-edge tech company known for its innovative solutions and market leadership is gearing up to introduce a revolutionary new product into the market. The product promises to redefine industry standards, and the company has staked a lot on its successful launch. As you can imagine, such an endeavor is fraught with uncertainties. There are numerous risks at play, from potential technical glitches to market acceptance, not to mention the ever-looming threat of competition. The company's reputation, its market share, and its future growth all hang in the balance. This high-stakes scenario is a perfect canvas for us to explore the intricacies of project risk management. We'll be delving into this hypothetical case, bringing to light the potential risks that this company might face, and discussing the strategies that can be employed to mitigate these threats. With all eyes on the company, the stakes were high. The first step in risk management is identifying potential risks. Now, let's dive into how our tech company took this first crucial step. Imagine standing at the base of a mountain, looking up at the towering peak. To reach the top, you must first identify the obstacles that lie in your path. This is much like identifying risks in a project. In our case, our tech company was gearing up for a major product launch. They knew they had to identify the potential risks that could hinder their journey to a successful launch. First on their list was production delays. Just like a climber can't reach the peak if the weather doesn't cooperate, a product can't launch if there are issues with manufacturing. The company knew that any hiccups in the production process could lead to delays, which in turn could lead to missed launch dates and disappointed customers. Next, they identified software bugs as a potential risk. In the tech world, it's not unusual for new software to have bugs, but that doesn't make them any less problematic. Just like a climber needs reliable gear for a safe ascent, a company needs reliable software for a successful product launch. Lastly, they identified market competition as a risk. Just like a climber may have to compete with other climbers for the best route to the top, a company has to compete with other companies for market share. They knew that other companies could launch similar products, potentially overshadowing their own. To identify these risks, the company used a combination of brainstorming, expert judgment, and past experience. They gathered their team, consulted with industry experts, and drew on their previous product launches to create a comprehensive list of potential risks. But remember, identifying these risks is only the first step. It's like having a map of the mountain. It shows you where the obstacles are, but it doesn't tell you how to overcome them. That's where risk mitigation comes in. Identifying these risks was only the beginning. After identifying the risks, the company had to devise ways to mitigate them. And they did this by using a three-pronged strategy: contingency planning, resource allocation, and regular risk assessments. First, let's talk about contingency planning. This is like having a backup plan for your backup plan. It's about asking yourself, what if the worst happens? And then preparing for that. The company we're discussing did just that. They created a series of what-if scenarios and developed a plan of action for each one. They made sure that even if a risk materialized, they were ready to respond swiftly and effectively. Next, we come to resource allocation. The company understood that to combat risks, you need resources, human, financial, and technological. They allocated a dedicated team to monitor and manage identified risks. They also earmarked a portion of their budget for potential risk mitigation efforts. And they leveraged technology to keep track of risks and monitor their progress in mitigating them. Lastly, the company conducted regular risk assessments. Remember, risk is not a one-time thing. It evolves. It changes. And so, the company made sure they kept their finger on the pulse of risk. They regularly reassessed their risk landscape, checking for new risks and gauging if old risks had evolved or if their impact had changed. So, what can we learn from this? The key takeaway is that mitigating risks is not about eliminating them altogether. That's often not feasible. Instead, it's about understanding them, preparing for them, and managing them. It's about turning potential threats into manageable challenges. And that's exactly what this company did. They identified their risks, planned for contingencies, allocated resources, performed regular assessments, and kept a constant eye on their risk landscape. They didn't shy away from risks. They faced them head-on and managed them effectively. The company's proactive approach turned potential threats into manageable challenges. And that, my friends, is the essence of risk mitigation. So, what was the outcome of this diligent risk management? When the dust settled and the project came to a close, the team was able to celebrate a successful product launch. It was a moment of triumph, a testament to their hard work, and a shining example of the power of effective risk management. But the success didn't come by chance. It was the result of a strategic approach to risk identification and mitigation. The team had taken the time to understand the threats they faced and had developed strategies to address them. They had been proactive, not reactive, and it had paid off. They had navigated through the stormy seas of uncertainty, weathered the inevitable surprises and setbacks, and emerged victorious. They had turned potential failure into success, and in doing so, they had not only launched a successful product, but had also built a resilient team, ready to face the challenges of future projects. The company's success story serves as a testament to the power of effective risk management. As we have seen, effective risk management can make or break a project. It's the unsung hero in the world of project management, often overlooked until things start to go south. But when done right, it can steer your project away from potential pitfalls and guide it towards success. Let's take a moment to revisit the key points we've covered. We started with an introduction to project risk management, where we learned that it's all about being proactive rather than reactive. It's about identifying potential threats before they turn into real problems and planning ahead to mitigate them. We then delved into the process of risk identification, which is the first critical step in risk management. Identifying risks involves a deep understanding of your project, your team, your resources, and the environment in which you're operating. It's about asking the right questions, challenging assumptions, and constantly scanning the horizon for potential threats. But identifying risks is only half the battle. The next step is risk mitigation, where we plan and prepare for the identified risks. Mitigation strategies can range from avoiding the risk altogether, to reducing its impact, to transferring it to someone else, or even accepting it if the potential benefits outweigh the potential harm. We also explored a case study that illustrated the power of effective risk management. We saw how a project that seemed destined for failure was turned around through diligent risk identification and mitigation. It's a testament to the fact that no project is doomed from the start, as long as you're willing to tackle the risks head-on. Finally, we discussed the outcomes of effective risk management. It not only helps you avoid potential problems, but it also gives you the confidence to make bold decisions, knowing that you're prepared for any eventuality. It fosters a culture of transparency and accountability within your team, and it can even lead to better relationships with your stakeholders, who will appreciate your proactive approach and your commitment to delivering a successful project. So, the next time you embark on a project, remember, identify your risks, plan your mitigation strategies, and you might just write your own success story. It's not about eliminating all risks, because that's impossible. It's about managing them in a way that allows your project to thrive despite them. And that, my friends, is the true art of project management.